Welcome into the show. This is Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr., and we have some breaking news here on this Monday. The Dubs signing Gui Santos to a 3-year contract. The news broken by Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN. He said that, in addition to reporting this with Kendra Andrews, Golden State finalizing that aforementioned 3-year deal to sign Brazilian forward Gui Santos. Santos, the 55th overall pick in the 2022 NBA draft, has been playing for Santa Cruz of the GLeague, and the deal is expected to be completed in coming days. So coming up on today's show, a breakdown of this Santos signing, what it means for him, what it means for this basketball team, and some background information on the former second-round pick. Also, some observations from this Warriors 5-2 start going into Monday's game against the Detroit Pistons. First, though, I want to thank everybody for the support. I know I haven't been here on the channel in a couple of weeks. I'm fine. Everything's going great. I took on more of a managerial role here at Chat Sports. I'm covering the NFL. I am so busy right now, so Allie Barefoot has been helping me out, providing you with the greatest Warriors coverage right here on YouTube, and I've seen all of you in the comment section. I've even been able to respond to a lot of you asking where I've been, if I'm okay. I'm all good. Allie's just helping me out because I'm really busy. Once football dies down a little bit, I'll be back here on the channel, but if you appreciate what Allie has been doing, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. New hire here at Chat Sports, absolutely crushing it. Taking over a channel that I built up from 13,000 subs to 60,000, and I put the channel in good hands, and she's been killing it, so show her some love. All right, without further ado, let's talk about Gui Santos here, and then those observations at the tail end of the show. The skinny on Gui, 21 years old, selected by the Dubs, 55th overall pick in the 2022 NBA draft. He played with the Warriors in the preseason, was with this team throughout training camp, obviously had an opportunity to crack this roster, and has recently been playing since being drafted with the Santa Cruz Warriors. He's a really fun player to watch, and I know I talked about him during some of our Summer League breakdowns. 6'7", 220, and can kind of do a lot of different things on the floor, and I think Golden State really likes him, and this is why they're signing him to that deal, because they look at him as a younger player who's 21 years old. They obviously were invested in him, taking him with the second-round pick as recently as the 2022 NBA draft. You look at the size, but also what you can mold a player like this into. He can run the floor. I'm not going to say that he's like a baby Draymond Green, right? But has some types of those elements to his game. A Brazilian stud who can do things and help this basketball club, whether it's at the G League level or the NBA level, on the offensive and the defensive end of the floor. When he played with the Baby Dubs in 2022-2023, this is what he was able to accomplish. 12.7 points per game, 6 rebounds, very good rebounder. Was in the G League, had been in the NBA Summer League. He can push the tempo a little bit on the open floor when he has the ball in his hands, kind of like a wrecking ball as he gets going down floor. 2.2 assists, and always a guy who's kind of savvy defensively, right? Not the most explosive athlete, but sometimes in the right place at the right time. You'll take a half block and a half steal per night, and he was one of the better players at the G League level. And you can always count on social media to come up with some good humor, come up with some good jokes. People joking after Gui Santos signing this deal that he is the third Splash brother alongside Steph Curry and Klay Thompson here. More notes on Steph and Klay coming up here just around the corner. But this is why you subscribe to the channel. Barefoot's on vacation. I'm sliding in. I'm taking over. And we're providing you with the best Warriors coverage right here on Golden State Warriors Today. And anytime the Warriors make a move, whether it's me or somebody else here at Chat Sports, we have you covered with insightful and informative Warriors discussions. Coming up next here on the show, I've still been watching this team, even though I haven't been doing videos all that often. Early season observations from me. A lot of thoughts about this basketball team, but first, I have a lot of thoughts about Prize Picks. And my one key thought, it's the only app that you should be using if you're into daily fantasy sports. And it's the largest independently run daily fantasy sports app in North America. $100 deposit match at prizepicks.com/CLNS. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. You pick 2+ players. You choose more or less on their projected stat lines. It makes game days so much fun. You could play with me. You could play with Barefoot. You can even play with Meek Mill. He's in on the Prize Picks momentum as well. Here are my selections for some Monday action. What I really like with Prize Picks, you can combine your NBA and NFL picks. So with that, Paul George and Justin Herbert, more than 4.5 3-pointers made and passing touchdowns combined. I'm also looking at that Philadelphia 76ers Washington Wizards game. Got to tell you, Jordan Poole, kind of fraudulent. I like the Sixers to win big. I like D'Anthony Melton to score more than 8.5 points to get over his slow start, and Tyrese Maxey to get back to being aggressive, and he will score more than 22.5 points. So one more time, it's prizepicks.com/CLNS. Code CLNS. Do not miss out on this deal. We'll put that link down below in the comment section and in the description of this video. So my takeaways with the Warriors up to this point. Look, the Dubs are 5-2. This is a really good start. And I think that if they can continue this, they're not going to have to play catch-up like they did have to do last year, where they kind of had to fight for that playoff positioning a little bit later on in the regular season. And you look at the resume so far. What's important to me is that the Warriors are healthy so far. I like the depth of this team. I like how they're gelling. Draymond Green even said after that thrilling win over the Kings the other night that the culture this year is a lot better. The resume includes 2 wins against a very good Sacramento Kings team, and then a thriller of a matchup in which a bunch of points were scored against the Oklahoma City Thunder. As Steve Kerr said, OKC is coming. Everybody knows it. Kings and OKC, very good teams. Good to have those victories on the resume. And we've seen some vintage performances so far, which I think is important because it goes to show you that Steph Curry's still in his prime. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, still looking good. Steph's been popping off with a couple of 30 burgers, right? You had Klay Thompson who hit that game winner against the Sacramento Kings. Those are all really positive signs. As for the rotation, it's been interesting. And Steve Kerr has had a lot on his plate. Chris Paul in that starting lineup, having to mix in some of the young players like Moses Moody, Trace Jackson-Davis. How much run are you going to give to Jonathan Kuminga? How are you going to rotate the bigs with Kevon Looney, Trace Jackson-Davis, and Dario Saric? Like, the rotation is something that's going to continue to be worked on, and I think it's been a very fascinating experiment up to this point. Another good sign, Steph Curry averaging 30.4 points per game. But I think an issue with this team at points over the last few years has been becoming too Steph Curry reliant, right? The next closest player to Steph as far as points per game is Klay Thompson at 16.5. Steph, let's be real, has an injury history. He is getting a little bit older. I need somebody else to step up as far as points per game to take some of that load off of him from time to time. But Klay, at least he's been somewhat efficient. Game winner, like I said, against the Sacramento Kings, huge. And if Steph is averaging 30 points per game, you always have a shot. Positive developments from Jonathan Kuminga. The real ones know I've been high and bullish on him ever since he was drafted number 7 overall a few years ago. I think he has that tantalizing athletic ability and tantalizing talent. This year, 13 points per game. As for Andrew Wiggins, odd year last year, heartbreaking year, having to deal with that family situation. But look, you need to be better, Andrew Wiggins. And if he is better with this scoring output, it only makes this team more dangerous. Kevon Looney is rebounding the heck out of the rock, averaging nearly 10 rebounds per game. He's been so active. I also like the Dario Saric minutes. He's been really effective in the tick that he's been able to get. And how about this development? I called it on draft night, right? When the Warriors took Trace Jackson-Davis, I said, he might be older. Who cares if he's older, right? Can the kid play? He's shown so far that he can play. Now, he's gone back and forth between the G League and the NBA level, but he has like a Kevon Looney element to his game, and that's an important ingredient because those types of players are championship-level players. Give me a dubs down below in the comment section. So good to be back here. Like I said, once the NFL season slows down a little bit because I'm so busy be able to do some more Warriors videos in the meantime. Able to bring you this one. So if you enjoyed it today, type me, give me a dubs, and we'll catch you next time here on the show.